Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, July the 6th, 2021. Hope everyone had a good holiday weekend. Sorry if the scheduled session yesterday was confusing, but we were dark yesterday for the holiday. So, say hello, let me know who's here. Do hit the like button, as that does help Troy's channel. And let's jump in. Crude oil has been active this morning. Good morning, Ron. So let's bounce that up to full screen. Our first actionable trade, this short was in ahead of our start time and no way to grab it. So we wait for the next setup. That's the long here. It does trigger in. It probably was tradable, but I would, especially after that big a move down and a significant downtrend there, I would have wanted to see it either break the 20 SMA or test the session low again before I took it. So I would have stayed out of that one. Then your first trade was this short. If you're using the SMA trades, that was 17 ticks to target 1, 27 ticks to target 2, so that's 44 ticks. And 56 would have been the loss if you took the long, so you're actually still looking for another trade, trading two fixed positions. Actually, if you're trading target 1, either target 1 or target 2 and the trailer, you would definitely be positive. So it would have been a POQ using the trailer, but then you come back with the long here that I would have had exactly the same problem with I did up here. I would have, since it poked up through the 20 there, I'm still skeptical here because of the long-term trend. But when it came down here, I definitely would have put a get in sync order in. It triggers in and does pick up target 1 for 22 ticks, and that would have definitely been enough to get positive. And then a small partial here at 74.73. So that would have been another 12 ticks. So 34 ticks on that trade to get you to POQ. And that would have been technically the third trade. So the next thing we'll do is wait for our 10 a.m. session on that. Unleaded did essentially the same thing. It was in a short before our start time. Actually, no, it had a short. It was in a short before our start time that stopped out. The long never triggered right at start. And then it came down to an SMA short. Hit target 1, or I'm sorry, hit money management and a partial. Then you pick up the long here. And as I say, I would have looked for on that one, I would have looked for a test of the session low before I put an order in on that. It did not, so avoid that one. The second SMA trade here goes again to money management and picks up a partial. So that would be POQ. If you did take the long, that was a 108 tick loss. We went from an entry of 23,006 to 91. So that's 15. So that's 30. This one was 939 to 911 for 28. That's 56. That's 86. We'd still be down 26 if you took the long and took the loss. Again, I would have waited for a test of the session low, which we got here. Get in sync. 53 tick target. And a entry at 914. 938, 24, and 53 would be 77, and we were down 22, so up 55 ticks and POQ. And the markets are open. And that actually would be a get in sync. And you should definitely have gotten the order in, the get in sync order in. And it didn't trigger in until at least 11 seconds after. So we're long on the YM. Now soybeans has moved down considerably since the morning. Big move. Right at, yeah, we're 6 seconds in and we're way down here, so there's no way we've gotten into that. We finally did trigger into this long. It was a full stop short. And then we pick up the short there that does hit target 1. And probably a 1 ticker. Another long that's a full stop out. And the short hits target 1 and target 2. Stop and reverse on the YM to short, and targets 1 and 2. Target 1 was 36, so that was a target. That was definitely target 1, and that's going to be a 1 and done or 2 and done for the YM. A very small loss on the stop and reverse. $57. Let's see, the entry was 59. So yeah, the 57 would be the, which I think is, yeah, which is right there. And money management was the session low. Stop now at 46. I'm sorry, 30. Oh, it just moved down to 36. It had been 47. So stop now at 46. If you're trading the Russell, what did it do here? 9:30 start, 9:30.28 for the entry. Nope, that was definitely too fast to get involved in. So looking for a new setup there. No trade so far on the pound Aussie. It was in a long trade well before our start time and has gone way too far to get involved with at the moment. So we're waiting for a new setup there. YM stopped to 616 and hitting target 3. Good morning, Ron. All right, Ron, what's your question on the pound Aussie? Good morning, Miles, Ivan, Al. Welcome to those joining us after I opened up. Crude and unleaded, both POQ, as the YM is in its POQ trade. Soybeans started off kind of noisy, but now then with a successful short trade, although I don't think that probably would have been enough to get us. Yeah, there's the short, the successful short. 2 targets. The other 2 positions coming off just below target 1. I typically open the room about between 9:20 and 9:30. The sessions go up online, or the sessions are scheduled for 9:30. I like to open a few minutes early. Sure, Ron, I can give you a call. But yeah, the sessions will be running by 9:30 typically. As I say, I'll typically open it up around 9:20 to 9:25 most mornings that I have it. Troy is usually closer to 9:30, but then I can understand that since he has to get up at 5:30 his time to be here, since it's still 6:30 on the West Coast when he would be opening the room at 9:30 Eastern. Good morning, Roger. Yeah, 9:30. Since 9:30 is market open, both Troy and I try to open up right, by market open anyway. But you can always, if you're getting the notifications, you can always open the session before then, or get into the session, and then you'll get the very beginning when we go live. If you click the link you get on the notification, or if you go to the channel homepage on YouTube, then you scroll down to the bottom of that, you can click on the various scheduled sessions and get into them before we necessarily actually go live. So that you don't miss the very beginning. All right. YM down to 5.6, stop at 566. 558, stop down below target 4 now. So the YM and the Russell both in big, nice, I won't say nice, but strong sell-offs for the morning open. Okay, so we had the short on soybeans that was successful, and then we picked up a long that hit target 1, and then it stopped out for a couple of ticks on the remainder. And a white short that went too far to catch. And then the new green short that hasn't hit target 1 quite yet. There's target 1 and target 2 and 3. So that one will definitely get us positive, and stopping out a bit below target 1. So that one should get us positive. And so POQ on the soybeans session. $551 on the YM for the stop. The Russell and the YM. The Russell it's still in the short trade that was too fast to catch. The YM trade, we had time to, should have had time. Well, let's see. How was the timing on that? Setup was at 41.08. Oh, come on now. Here we go. Setup was at 31.05. Yeah, you definitely should have had time to get into that one. And stopping out on the YM at 546. That completes the trade, but the 546 to stop and reverse at 657 to 546, 131. No, 111 ticks on the trailer and 36 on target for 34 on target because the stop and reverse adjustment. So 145 ticks on the short, and the loss was on the long was 668 to 657, so just 11 ticks, 22 ticks for 2 positions. So 133 ticks, or 123 ticks on the morning session for the YM. So all 4 of these charts are POQ. No trades yet on the pound Aussie. And still in the short trade that was too fast to catch on the Russell. All right, Ron. Well, we can. Looks like we've got time. Let's go. You want to go ahead and go over go through your question on the pound Aussie? Because we really haven't got much to watch right now. We're waiting for the pound Aussie to finish this trade and set up a new one. So it looks like a good time for an involved question. Why are you in the YM long at the moment? Because that plan should definitely be POQ. The short stop out on the short should have ended the trade plan. But yeah, follow your trade and we'll come back to the question later. Let's see, did you make target 1 there? Target 1's 83. Yep, hit target on the nose. $29 tick target, not huge, but not bad. And looks like stop at 54. The entry was at 54. So the stop is a dead break even at the moment. And they're trading through target 1, so definitely should be a successful trade. And the Russell actually picking up the same long. May have gone through a little too fast. 15-second bar, but it was primarily almost all up. So pulled back just a bit. So you'd have to been looking at it to know for sure. Looks like the YM just missed target 2, 599. Yeah, no, it didn't miss it. It hit it on the hit the target on the nose the second time. So hitting target 1 and target 2 on the nose before pullbacks. Anybody else with questions? And the YM stopping out at 566, it looks like, 567. Then a subsequent short at 562. But that should be one we leave alone, because the last 2 trades have been successful winners. Okay, one moment, I'm going to put something up over the there it comes up. All right. All right, back where we were. The Russell trade stopped out. Okay, you're on NinjaTrader 8, correct? All right, so first step, let's take a look at the data series setup. Okay, price is based on bid. It's an 80 range. And I look back 8 days. Does that match up with yours? I'm assuming that your data provider for now, what data provider are you using for data on NinjaTrader? I'm using Awanda, but unless you got an Awanda account through with NinjaTrader connectivity while NinjaTrader was an introducing broker, that's the only way to get Awanda data into the NinjaTrader charts. Otherwise, you have a couple of choices. You can use Kinetic, which is who's providing CQG doesn't provide Forex, or do they have a Forex feed? That may be what the problem is you may not have historical pricing. So you're just getting current pricing. So you may get a chart that starts from the time you open it up. And that's why you say you may only get one bar when it starts, anytime you open it. But if you leave it open, you may see it plot a few bars. But it sounds like you may not have historic data. What's correct? Okay. All right. Well, that's why you don't get a full chart when you open it up, is because you don't have any historical data for it to plot. So what we need to do is take a look at your connection setup. That's not what I want. All right, so let's take a look at your connections. Now, I wanted to, what have you got in your connections? Let's look at configure. So what is your configured connection here? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, what that may be is your data provider isn't providing historic data on the bid price, which for Forex is ridiculous. Because then it truly is a moving target, because you can't adjust for. I think that's okay, good. I was going to say there is a choice when you set up your. And you can. Okay, it's not there. It's in the options. Yeah, that's no, that's not necessarily strange. It's something I've seen before. All right, glad you got that fixed. It's a little hard to show that. I have to find a place to look where you're not looking at live orders or live accounts on the Ninja control panel. There is a selection of where you get your historic data from. And I forget where it is now. It's been so long since I set that. Ow. You've got a 6-pip spread on the pound Aussie? That's absolutely ridiculous. My spread maxes out of maybe 2.5 pips, 25 ticks. And yes, that's one of the real problems with Forex for day trading is this: if the spread is like 6 ticks when you're working with an 8-tick bar, or 6 pips when you're working with an 8-pip bar, yes, it gets to be way too much of the trade to be realistic. You know, my typical spread adjustment is 2 pips, and as I say, the biggest spreads that I've seen are about 2.5 to maybe 3. Typically, for me they're somewhere between 1 and 2. But yeah, if you've got a 6-pip spread, pound Aussie is just not a good chart to work with on. Because that just you're talking about a minimum target of 10 pips, and that's 60% of your minimum target. When you go 1 pip beyond your, you talk about break even, you're still essentially you're still essentially got a 5 to risk at that level. The other thing to do is talk to your broker if they've got some sort of commission plus system. That's strange. I talk to the broker about that and say, hey, what the heck's going on here? But as I say, now I granted I'm on because of the relationship, the fact that I have a lifetime license, and the relationship between Ninja and Awanda. When I open the account, I've got basically the smallest spreads that I can get from Awanda. It's essentially the same spreads that their commission plus account holders have, but I don't know how that compares to other brokers at the moment. But yes, now six pips on a regular basis. Now, after hours is something else, but at normal market hours, 6 pips is ridiculous. How is the pound yen? Because that seems to be the one thing that's most comparable to the pound Aussie. Okay, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter now with Awanda unless you got your account then. Who is your Forex broker? Awanda was the only one that it mattered with. And I think I don't know what the deal with Forexcom was, because my account was transferred there from FXCM, but FXCM spreads were fine when I got that account through NinjaTrader. originally. Let's see what, I haven't looked actually. Yeah, I'm running, right now I'm running just over one pip spread on the pound Aussie in real time. But the fact that you've got around 6 on the pound Aussie and 4 to 5 on the pound yen tells me that something's going on with the pound pairs with your broker. Because I'm seeing pretty normal spread for the pound Aussie. Now, it hit over the last couple of weeks. I had noticed a few days where it was up higher than usual. And when I say higher than usual, it was in the 2 to 3 range, but that's been very unusual. What I would do is investigate if there is a commission plus, so that you can get smaller spreads with your broker. And that, if you're going to day trade the pound Aussie, that's definitely going to be to your advantage. And Awanda normally does have very good spreads. That's Who is your broker at this point for Forex? See, Sam, yeah. You obviously are not in the U.S. because we can't. FXCM exited the U.S. market several years ago, so they're not even available to us in the U.S. That at that point, I had the account that I did have with FXCM was transferred to Forex.com when FXCM exited the U.S. market. And I wasn't particularly happy with the integration that Forex.com had with NinjaTrader. So I was very happy to see Awanda come on as a possible broker and immediately open an account there. That, based on the fact that I already knew at that point that that's who Troy traded with. All right, I've got a short there on the pound Aussie. That has since canceled, didn't trigger. All right. The Russell getting noisy, and the pound Aussie is in stand down from 10:20 to 11 o'clock. So I'm afraid, unless there are other questions, it's time to call it a morning. Claude, did you make it into the trade room this morning? Claude was asking for a link over on the Trade Hacking Club. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at the catapult chart. I've got the catapult ES on here somewhere, or the micro ES. There we are. Okay, we got a short at 9:45 that we'd have to look back and see what happened. If it hit the stop and then the entry, it would have been valid, a very nice trade. But if it hit the entry and then the stop, it would have been a full stop out. That's why the calculator's not tracking it, because it doesn't know what happened, since it hit both the target or the entry and the stop on the same bar. And our next, actually that trade would still be going, and the trailing stop would be following that blue 14 EMA, the light blue 14 EMA. Well, I wasn't even looking at the 10 o'clock crude session. It looks like that did well. Oh, now I can't get there. We go. Okay, looks like the initial trade was right here, 40 seconds after 10. From 74.82, hitting targets 1 and 2, 10 and 16, so just 26 ticks. Money management was at target 1. Yeah, that definitely is plenty of time to get in that one. So one and done on the 10 a.m. crude session. And two solid trades on crude. Target 1 and 2 on both of them. All right, MR. Wait. Okay. I'm looking at them on a 27-inch screen, so they're easy to see on 27 at this size. But with bandwidth issues sometimes also getting in the way. Yeah. So here's the. Something's going really slowly on my computer and bogging me down. So I'm having trouble moving the cursor exactly where I want it. There's the morning trade, the 10 a.m. trade on crude. Entering at 74.9, it looks like. Okay, excuse me, 70. Yeah, 74.82. Money management was at 70. Money management target 1 at 72, target 2 at 66. So that was one and done, and of course, second trade also successful to target 2. No, that's the August contract on crude. Kenneth, notice 0821. We won't transition. Won't transition to September until about the 18th of this month. But we'll watch the volume to see when we actually want to transition. But yeah, the current front month would be the August contract. So not really anything new to talk about at this point, unless I have questions. all three market indexes we have on the screen right now. The Russell on the upper left, the micro ES on the lower left, and the YM on the upper right. And significant downtrends or sell-offs this morning. Troy will be in tomorrow. I will be in Thursday, and one of the two of us will be doing the crude oil inventory report on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern this week because of the holiday yesterday. We will see everybody. I'll be here tomorrow, but Troy will be running the room. And we will see everybody tomorrow.